This is Flanks here, and so today is going to be a pretty special stream. Hopefully, it shouldn't be too long here, but really, what's making this special is I am currently still on vacation, and I'm trying to do this stream here from my phone. And since I actually don't even have a computer, I'm using my tablet to show the subject that we're going to be discussing today, which is the latest Kickstarter update that happened last week, update number 47. And we're just going to kind of quickly talk about what's the big hubbub on this one. And that should be about it. So bear with me. I'm hoping that this stream will come out at least decent, but I've never streamed from my phone before, so I'm not sure how well audio and video quality will be. So all right, well, anyway, let's get into it. So, update number 47 specifically is talking about the production schedule and the some of the sampled painted dragons. So, this one really got a lot of attention from the community this last week. And so I thought it'd be good to kind of talk about this and hopefully give people some different perspectives and maybe just everyone to think about all the different things that go into production and what kind of issues that have existed so far for this project. So basically, what they're saying is that they are expecting to be ready to start shipping in early January for Wave 1. They're going to reopen the Pledge Manager later this month or early December. This is currently, I believe, November 29th today. So they'd have to do it tomorrow or probably I'm guessing this is probably gonna be in December from what it seems like. But anyway, so let's go to the main thing that we're looking at here. So we've seen some of the samples here of the mass production painted samples. So now I'm taking this with my phone, but it may not be quite super color accurate or exactly what we'd expect if you're looking at the pictures, or obviously if you had it in real life, because we're getting two different variations through my phone and through the tablet or your computer screen. But anyway, so here is Zarmag, the Black Dragon. As you'll notice here, and it's coming a little grainy in the stream, but basically his eyes are like super itsy bitsy tiny. Now the model I don't think was too far from that, but that it just, I don't know, it doesn't look fantastic in terms of the eyes, I believe, for this model. Most of the other coloring and the model shape it's pretty decent. I mean, I wouldn't say it's amazing or anything, but it's decent. So we'll not spend too much time on Zarmag. We want to go to the main issues here. So here's a second picture of the Black Dragon. Still, the eyes, I think, is really the biggest problem with this dragon. It just looks, I don't know, almost like cat-like and really small and kind of weird. And when I say cat-like, I mean like the pupil look for this dragon. But all right, so let's go down to this one here. So this is the blue dragon, Thyra the blue dragon, and this is the sample that they've shown us. Now, if if you've compared to what things we've already seen so far, which we've already seen some painted sample versions, the original prototypes, this looks really, really bad. For starters, the blue is super bright. I mean, they look like they put like one little wash on there just to give a little bit of definition. But and I'm looking here in the stream, it almost looks a little bit better being translated through two photos, but or through two cameras. But anyway, the color is just horrendous. And then you'll notice a bunch of things around the neck here and the mouth specifically. that did not match at all with what we had seen previously. So we'll see here another shot of the dragon. It's pretty standard for especially like claws and spikes not to look exactly like what you think of the production or the picture samples, because it's really hard to get those points. And at the same time, even if you do get those points, you may not necessarily want that, because it can be essentially easier to break off. It can also be something that's more dangerous for children or people just playing. But anyway, I mean, really, the coloring, which was a main focus of this update, it's so bad. It really needs a couple more shades and variation, so it doesn't look just so like it. It's almost like comedic, really, like I don't know, silly. Anyway, I'm not going to spend my whole time bashing on these, because that's basically what the community has already done, and I'd rather focus on what the main point is. So here's the red dragon, Asmore the red dragon. You'll notice that isn't quite as bad as Thyra the blue dragon, but it's still not great. The color isn't fantastic. Here's another situation of where the eyes are just super small, and it just, I don't know, it just looks a little weird. The tongue is kind of a funny coloring thing. I don't know if that was, I mean, even still, it's kind of funny, like the coloring. It almost makes it seem like they were thinking it was like maybe fire or something. But um, anyway, the coloring's not great. The scales, um, I don't know. They just don't even really look too realistic exactly to me, especially like these front scales. I mean, you could have like these ones back here that look a little bit more like bone, but it's still not great. It's not as bad as the blue dragon, definitely, but it's not exactly what we're expecting. And a lot of people are spending a lot of money, especially for these painted dragons, and even the models themselves. And so they're expecting high quality. And so now we're going to hear to the ice dragon, Kelroth, the white dragon. And I believe my wife was the first one to say, like, oh my God, I hate the coloring on that, because I don't know, it's just, there's a lot of white and this like blue, and then there is little variations of purple, which is good, but it still doesn't look great. It looks like it still needs a little more help. It's not. I feel like at least this one has some more variation, right? We're getting some purples, we're getting whites, we're getting some lighter blue. We're getting a little bit of the wash here, that black, to kind of give out some distinction throughout the model. Um, so it's not horrible either, but it's still not great. And then we see the backside of the undead dragon, which actually looks pretty good to me. Um, Although the one thing that makes me question is this center section here, because I thought in the original models it was essentially kind of like a see-through type thing, like it's actually bone, like there's nothing inside of him, except he's just like this bone mass, that goes flies around and attacks everybody. But it doesn't look like that in the picture, and so I'm kind of curious what it's going to be look like. So we didn't even get to see the front side of him; they just showed the back side. The green dragon actually looks pretty decent. Coloring still potentially could be improved a little bit, but it's not too bad. So then you'll see they have like each of the parts of the different dragons, so you can kind of see them. Obviously, they're not going to come to the backers like this. This is just for information purposes, just so you can see how they come in different pieces, but it's not actually what it's going to look like. And we see about the tray that they're building for the Dragon Collection, and of course, they're promising, like they did in the last one, that the sleeved cards will fit inside, which is great. Definitely want to keep that in mind when you're building this and you're supplying sleeved cards. And then we see a quick picture here of the new RPG hero artwork. But anyway, so let's jump to the Discord, because I believe one member here did a great job. Whoops, it jumped down. One member did a great job here of explaining or showing pretty detailed the differences between what we were expecting and what we got in this last update. Um, so there's some memes here, which are actually pretty funny. We got some good laughs out of these. But all right, so let's jump here. So Chen did these. On the left, you'll see the original pictured version, the prototype version, and on the right, you'll see the one that comes in the Kickstarter update. You'll notice that the color on the left is significantly darker and a little more like grayed, and it's definitely more realistic. And then you'll notice like with the coat on his front scales, his horns, on his wings too, everything looks more, I don't know, in my opinion, more bone like, right? But then on the right hand side, it's really like yellowy looking. It's more kind of, I don't know, comical, I guess. And even the tongue, like look at the tongue difference. The color mix on the tongue is very like orangish, reddish, really mixed together. On here, it's like they did yellow and then they put orange right on top of it. But really, the more striking thing is, and like I said, this may not come out super great here because I'm on my phone, but you can check out, yourself on the latest Kickstarter update number 47. On the left, it's really dark, realistic looking. On the right, it's super bright and a kind of like, I don't know, comical, like comic booky red dragon, and not exactly what we're expecting. Even the gold. Look at the gold. The gold here is like a bright, super bright gold version versus this is kind of like dulled down a little bit. Now this could be, gold especially. Any of your metals can reflect light, especially if they use like a metallic type paint, can reflect the light. So the lighting could be a huge impact on this picture specifically. So I'm not going to take that into consideration quite as much as the main coloring of the dragon, of those red differences, which is just horrible. The model, it looks pretty close. I think the face here looks much more ferocious and terrifying than this one that looks like it was modified a little bit. It's kind of got this like curl around the eye, but it could be, potentially the angles aren't quite exactly the same, but it still doesn't look, quite the same. So, we can pick at that, I'm sure, for a while, but really it's the blue here that we're going to look at. So I already showed you a little bit of the new blue. We'll go here to look at the original blue. So this is the one that came from the prototype sample. You'll notice the blue is significantly darker than the previous one. I can jump to the other one real quick here. Look at that. It's like bright blue. Another thing you'll notice, right, we talked a little bit about the mouth and how it's like open and it's got tiny little teeth. Versus this one, the mouth is like closed. The neck seems almost a little like elongated a bit, and the teeth look significantly more terrifying and not quite as like just they were filled in at the last second. But for me, especially, so the spikes and everything look good, but the biggest deal, of course, is this coloring, which isn't really hopefully super hard to change. In fact, that's going to lead me to what we're talking about next, because of course, the community pretty strongly replied. I mean, you'll see, we had people going back and forth on this quite a bit on everyone's opinion, and there was a lot of people that were saying, hey, I mean, this is not at all what we wanted, and we, would either like the project to be delayed or whatever we need to do to increase the quality, which I definitely agree with, because part of the reason that this Kickstarter exists is so they were going to do Tenaris Adventures already, but what they didn't intend for was there to be so many mistakes with the original hero miniatures, And this one was even more, this last Kickstarter was even more focused on the miniatures again, with, the Dragon Collection, which gives you a new mode and everything. But it's really more, and that's really what was the number one selling thing. I mean, I went through the chats quite a bit, and I'd see people talking about, how they saw the undead dragon picture on the front of the Kickstarter page, and they were like, "Oh my god, that is freaking awesome! That you sold me. I gotta go check it out." And then they look at it and got into the game, but that was just enough for them. And so this one's even more focused, especially on these dragon miniatures. So they got to come out, you know, absolutely. It's almost kind of like a double-sided sword here, because they've made such a big deal about these miniatures this time that if they don't provide on that, it's really gonna hurt, the campaign for Dragori. So, I believe that they're gonna get this fixed. And what we see here in this message is that they're seeing everyone's feedback. They're talking to the manufacturer. They agreed that they're going to put in 3 more steps into the painting so that the quality looks out. The quality looks better, um, and so they're already looking into this, which is great, because this was only like, let's see, what was this, the 25th, and this other one came out, well, I think like a day or two before that, this message. And then we saw later here, Alex actually replied to everyone else on the Kickstarter comments, and here it is. So, hi friends, talked with the manufacturer this week. Don't worry about the details on the miniature. I received lots of photos from them, this time without flash and with good quality. I can assure the miniatures are very detailed. On the specific case of the blue dragon, I posted the wrong model that was not perfectly assembled because their intention was to show the colors, not the shape. So its mouth is not open as the photo. Next update, we will post the unpainted dragons. But believe me, I would be very disappointed if the details were not good enough and would never approve for production. About the colors, they will have extra steps to improve the blue and red dragon, including more shades and even the change of blue and red tones to make it more realistic. All the feedback received this week was very important to talk to them about the necessary improvements on painting. So that's from Alex, CEO of Dragori. And this was, exactly, I think, what everyone wanted to hear, that they're already looking into it. They've heard the community, and they want to fix this. Obviously, it's a bit of concern that Dragori went and posted some pictures that weren't accurate of the model. Now, obviously, he says they were trying to do it because of the colors, but I mean, at the same time, it's kind of like, I feel like most people looked at those colors and were just like, "Oh my god, that looks horrible." And I'm kind of almost surprised that he posted these pictures, even looking at them and going like, "Man, those pictures look good." And I don't know if Alex actually thought that at the beginning or not, or what happened, but it does seem a little weird that happened. But I understand, they got it now. They're looking into it. They're trying to get this fixed. So we gotta kind of wait to see. They said that they're gonna be producing, giving us the pictures here in a couple days. But anyway, yeah, that was really the main thing that I wanted to go over, was these pictures. And oh yeah, it was Code's birthday the other day, so happy birthday, Code. Um, but that's really about it. Seems like they're on top of it. It's really great that the community could kind of come together, discuss it. Nobody, is getting super angry at each other and keeping calm. I understand, it's a lot of money to people. So it's, something that we want to see, done right. We don't want to be, spending hundreds of dollars. I know, for me, I'm only, I think, in the 400s, or I think about 400 some bucks I spent just on this new campaign. But plenty of other people that don't own the original content, uh, they, spent probably six, maybe even $700 or more, and then of course that's not even counting all the, if there's any customs or additional fees or whatever. But anyway, so yeah, everyone wants the best case scenario. Dragori seems like they're intent on giving that to us. So I think we just gotta try to remain calm. Of course, we don't want to ever just say, okay, well, they're doing it, so we give up, and just instantly accept whatever they say and then not, care again. But, we are getting pretty close here to, January, which is the time that he mentioned at the beginning of this update that they were going to be sending everything. So that's not far now, right? I mean, we're here at the end of November. We got basically, a month and a half or so potentially to get things, printed, painted, packaged, put on chips, and get going. Now, when they say delivery of January, I kind of get the feeling that means that's when they're going to start shipping. So for most people that don't know, it's going to take at least, a month for U.S. I'm in the U.S., so I don't know the exact times for everyone else, but usually we're one of the longer times. It's usually about a month of shipping on the boat, and then another 2, 3, up to 4 weeks sometimes of actual like logistics and getting through customs and then getting things packaged and shipped out to people. So honestly, I don't really expect it till February, probably at the earliest. March is probably more likely, but we'll kind of see how it goes. But anyway, that's really about all I wanted to go over. Thanks everyone for watching. Let me know what you guys thought about this update, and next week hopefully we will be doing some more like another class spotlight video. And then, oh yeah, I guess I should announce this. So on December 19th at noon, which is 12 military time, 1200 military time, I am going to be doing a PvP match, and we're going to have a lot of different people from the community. It's going to be an 8-person PvP match. Alex has already agreed that he's going to be attending. We're still waiting on if any of the other guys from Dragori are going to attend. But anyway, the idea is we're gonna bash in some heads for right before Christmas time. Nothing says Christmas like giving your friends some grief in arena. So anyway, hope you guys can attend that. That'll be December 19th at noon, and that's Central Standard Time for me. So make sure to convert that to your own time zone if you're in a different time zone. It's supposed to be relatively pretty neutral time for a lot of people. Obviously, it can't ever be perfect. There's always going to be people that are going to be, in the middle of the night sleeping. So I'm just trying to do the best I can to try to get everyone the chance to be able to watch the stream and enjoy some PvP, which I think should be pretty fun, especially if we get a lot of different people. Like Raymond from Board Game Heaven has said that he is interested in joining, and then of course Alex and some of the other members of the community. But anyway, so that is it for today's stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know, comment, subscribe, like it, and we'll see you guys in the next one. All right, have a good one. Bye.